Hey everyone, hope that you're having an awesome day. So my name is Robin. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome. So we have a strawberry moon coming up on the 24th, and underneath my YouTube channel I've already done a reading about this, and as well I also do full moon rituals. So this is something that I wanted to experience with you, and if you're watching this on the replay, maybe this is something you want to get a notebook or just a piece of paper and follow along with me, okay? So feel free to share if you're feeling this full moon. Feel free to share what you're releasing around the full moon. And for people that don't know, Capricorn is very, very much career oriented. They tend to be financially oriented, meaning they care enough about their family that they want to work extremely hard. So the earth element is super important right now. So maybe it's grounding for you, maybe it's being outside. It might be related to family, children, and many other things. So just keep that in mind. They're really very, I feel like logical people. So I just did a live on my YouTube channel discussing the importance of getting out of your ego as well. So and I also just did some theta healing on my Instagram. Hi Melinda. I just did theta healing on my Instagram as well, just like a quick little download around inflammation, because that just felt right to do, because when we're really emotional, like a time right now, it's affecting every single sign. Our bodies might be getting a little bit more swollen and irritated and things like that. So hi body. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by lighting my sage. Okay, so I should be able to, I feel like, flip this around. Okay, so I'm going to start by lighting my sage. Okay, I'm going to do my best to kind of hold this. And again, feel free to share. What are you releasing? Always windy here, so I'm just up on a hill. So what I'm doing right away is I'm just lighting my sage. It smells really nice. It's getting me into my zone. Just kind of taking a few cleansing breaths around that, just clearing my energy, clearing my space. As I said, letting go of the ego, letting go of all judgment. And so when I just did my Instagram theta healing, I was getting the message for our group, whoever's watching, to focus on, just letting go of judgment in general. That's what's going to take us to a place where we can just focus on the now, which is what we need. So obviously this has been wet. This is my recipe book for my healing herbs. So if you're not already on my Robin's Healing Herbs, you might want to join me on there. I do lots of videos talking about products. So the other thing that I'm going to do is I have my natural candle here that I made for me, and I'm going to take my lighter and I'm going to light that. So white candles are all about unconditional love. It's the purest color candle we can use, so we can also call in any energies, so spirit guides, ancestors, angels, whoever you call in, okay? And I'm doing this kind of like, I don't know, it feels like it's still like a group intention. And let's focus here. So our energies in Capricorn, this is how I'm doing it. So it's really good to know the astrological sign. So if you are a Capricorn, this might be a stronger full moon for you. You might feel it more, or you actually could feel it less. But we're all feeling it. And so today is June 22nd. 2021. Doesn't matter what this looks like, it's being burned. Just making sure I don't have anything on the back. No, I don't. And I'm gonna again just put some intention into my piece of paper. So I'm feeling like there's some heavy energy, so I'm gonna breathe into that. And I'm just gonna release, as I was saying, lighting my sage. I also sell Palo Santo as well. I don't have any in my thing here, but you might want to add Palo Santo, because I feel like some people specifically need more uplifting. So again, my intention today is going to be to release all that no longer serves me around this full moon. So I'm the type where I feel like a few days before I'm starting to feel it, a few days after I'm still feeling the energy. So that's why I'm doing this a little bit early. And sometimes I'll just connect to the moon as well after I've done this. And I'll also speak to the moon and say the things that I'd like to release as well. But writing is probably the most powerful, whether you believe this or not. It's really, really effective. And as you continue to do it, you almost look forward to it. So if you do feel upset by what you're writing, you're not meant to be upset by this. So just ground yourself. Probably why we're just breathing into this, already starting to ask to release it. And then you're going to say something like, I release the burdens I'm hanging onto. So again, if you even want me to ask for this to be released for you, I can. If it resonates with you, just say yes. And then I'm going to say I release, and this is all intuitive. I did a little vision board thing yesterday. It's the exact same thing. We're just tuning in. I release negative language. Lately, burdens have been coming up, like me noticing that I'm like, I have that energy that I feel like I've been carrying it around on my left shoulder. If you've been watching my Akashic Records certification program examples, you'll know what I'm talking about, because I've been practicing on myself because people weren't asking questions, and so it'll make sense to you why I have energy in my shoulder. And it's just, when we have like a chip on our shoulder, there's always forgiveness work I find coming up at this time. And the fact that I kind of, like, we had Father's Day, I felt a lot of stuff coming up around that, just reconnecting with my dad as well in a positive way, because I think when you have finally let go of things, you can have healthier relationships with people, even if it feels like impossible. But I know that there's still probably lingering energy around there of just, sometimes it's hard to forgive people for things that they've done to you. And instead of being in that victim mindset, we kind of just do these things. I also had a friend over the other night, and I just feel like sharing these stories. And he was really upset because he has this friend that just kind of stopped being friends with him after like 20 years. And even though his friend's mistreating him, he still wants to reconnect with him. And me, among other people, were also, I think, kind of like, well, where's your self-worth? Why do you want to reconnect with somebody that's mistreating you, that's hanging up on you or blocking you? That might be a sign or a message to move forward, but it's like he doesn't want to let go. So I said, maybe around this full moon, you can just write it down and burn it. So again, it doesn't hurt to just do this, even if it's something that you think is weird, because it's really powerful. It's like, well, do you want to let go? Again, that's a burden for him as well. So, just like whoever comes up for you specifically at this time, maybe add their name in there, okay? So let's let go of that as a group, as a whole, do some theta healing. So would you like to let go of anyone you feel like is holding you back? If you listen to my June 22nd daily reading, this also comes up. So, just like, let's cut the cords energy-wise from hanging on to the energy of even neglect as well. And let's replace that with feeling safe to do full moon releases. If so, say yes. And I'm getting the word trust attached to that, okay? So it's kind of, I always get a message when we let go of something, how to move forward. And if you're joining my Akashic Records program, we have a Facebook group going. We start up on July 5th, and there's 2 options, regular or VIP. But in that program, like, that's what we're really working on, is how to move forward instead of just feeling like, oh, we're doing all this like heavy lifting. These energy clearings. Let's focus on moving forward, right? Being productive, helping other people accomplish their dreams and their goals as well. So that's the message that we're getting, is to trust, right? As I was just saying, even if it's weird for you to do. And then I'm writing down, I release negative language. And feel free to share. Does this relate to you? If so, you can share how, or you can just say, I relate. I think often we'll carry tension in our shoulders because we feel like we need to do it all by ourselves. That came up in somebody's reading yesterday. And everything that I say, I'm still like in it, I'm still in the Akashic records right now, so everything that I'm saying, I'm trusting that the words are going to connect to the people that are watching, because I set that intention. So again, I don't know what I'm going to say, but I'm trusting that this is going to connect, and I'm hoping that it's going to connect to somebody's heart and that they'll share, that it does, because it's really powerful for me. I relate. Thank you. That's all I'm like curious about, because then it, like, for me, it just made me feel really calm when I heard you say that actually in my stomach. So it's like, okay, there's like somebody out there that's, that I'm not the only one feeling this way, which is great. So would you like to know that it's safe to feel calm at all times, and that it's okay to heal and feel calm at the same time? And if so, say yes. So I'm getting that people know that healing is good. People know that they want healing. But it's like, I think it's intimidating for people. It costs them money. They think about what other people think about. Again, watch the video I just did on YouTube. I talk all about this. Because a lot of times we're just in our own gosh darn way, aren't we? So the releasing of negative language for me, I'm really triggered by words. And I've been listening to this lady in the evening. She always seems to hop on, or I'm connecting to when she's hopping on. And so pardon my language, but she's always like, fuck and fucking shit and stuff like that. And where I am so sensitive and I feel so much, often I find, like, even though it can come through as humors, I'm just doing, it's like, whoa. It's like it throws my energy off a little bit, because I know that words have vibration. And so this is where, like, I know we need to stay classy and all that stuff, but sometimes we just want to be ourselves. So that's their jam. That's what they like. But for me, and I know I swear, I know even in my digital programs, there are some like cuss words and things, but even that has triggered myself. So that's why I'm writing it down, because I think once I let it go, I'll probably find that I'm not watching people's videos where they're like F this and F that, right? I'll probably be attracting people who are more like soft speaking, because that will probably suit my energy field in this moment a little bit better. But there's obviously a reason why I've been attracting that rough language, right? And I do love to laugh. I do love people who are outside of the box. So it's nothing against them. It's just right now what my energy needs. So, and it could also be me having a potty mouth, because sometimes I get carried away. So would you like to release any harsh energy that's been around you, or anyone that's been triggering you specifically in different ways, shapes, and forms? And again, write a name down. Write the name down. I'm visualizing the name, because I'm not gonna, actually there's 2 names. Actually, there's 3. I'm just visualizing it right now, okay? And let's replace that with feeling safe to attract people and frequencies who are best suited for us more in the now, okay? Just say yes. Okay, and I'm just getting to stop thinking. Stop thinking! And again, I just did a whole conversation on this about how we can put up a white light when we're starting to think too much, knowing when to think and when not to think. And you might be one of those people who just like, what do you mean stop thinking? I'm always thinking. Why would I stop thinking? Why would I not use my brain? Because we want to start working from the heart space. And I did... Debbie Legier is another awesome person, who I took a class with, and it's called Heart Awakening of the Heart, something like that. And at first I was a little intimidated when I went to her class, because I'm like, I don't know, like, even though I'm woo-woo, I'm like, this is kind of woo-woo. And there's like a lot of energy like moving in the space and that sort of thing. But what she taught me was to really not use my brain. Like, just to completely, don't use your brain. And she's really funny too. I really like her a lot. She's very kind and she's energetic, and I love that about her. So if you ever have a chance to work with her or go to the Awakening Heart when she does these bigger classes. But I was like, wow, so this is what it's like. I had no idea. I think I had a fear around dropping in, right? It's like if you skateboard and you're dropping into the pipe and it's just once you're in, you're rolling, right? No different than doing a live. And I think a lot of people have fears around that. So I might be triggering something here for you if you have a business or if you do any type of advertising. It might be that moving forward, you're starting to work on being more free flowing as well. So I'm actually going to stop here and I'm going to say, please, this is my clause, please allow this to be released in divine timing. Thank you, Robin. Okay. So, I'm going to rip this out of my book. And I'm going to take you over to my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. And I think I'm going to need my lighter. Doing some gardening. So this is the old fire pit. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, put this here. It's quite dry right now. It's about to rain. And I'm going to say, like, same thing. Please allow this to be released in divine timing. Thank you. And any other extra energy that wants to be released that I didn't discuss that's happening on an unconscious level, okay? And here I am again. I'm going to grab my lighter. So feel free to share, guys. Does this relate to you? If you're catching the replay, also let me know. If you're actually doing this with me, I would love to know. Even if you watch it underneath the full moon, it might be something that will guide you and give you some inspiration. Hopefully I'm connecting to someone out there and I'm not doing this for ridiculous reasons. I always do this by myself, but groups are actually way stronger because the energy can be amplified. So, it's actually not too windy. Oh my gosh, you can watch the one I did last month. It was ridiculous. I was just trying to light my stuff. So that will make a difference too, how well it burns, how willing you are to let it go. Bonnie says, I am doing it. Thank you. You're welcome. That makes me feel good. And I love that feeling of releasing. So this again, depending on your situation, you might light some sage and Palo Santo after as well. Just if there's any energy lingering around you. Where I'm doing this outside, I find it easy. And also where I sell smudge sprays, I sell rose and sage spray. That would be a really great one right now. Again, getting the natural candles that I sell with crystals would be good. Whew. All right, that baby burned pretty good. Thank you. Yes, you reminded me to do my ritual, especially on this moon. I'm so glad. So guys, that's it. That's all I do. It's super simple. It's super easy. Now, depending, I only put a couple things on there. I'd recommend if you're going to do this a couple times, do it in very small pieces. Allow your energy to flow when you're doing this. Do not, I repeat, do not write everything down from the last 10 or 20 or 200 years. Just saying. All right. Love you all. Have a beautiful day.